Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention this pistol crossbow that I have that's 10 years old. Um, it came with a 50-pound limb, but I installed a 55-pound limb that came with the AR-6 Stinger ones. These are, if I'm not mistaken, 55-pound limbs. So 5 pounds heavier than the originals, and it's been holding up pretty well. I use this a lot. I practice with this a lot, so there you go. I'm gonna splice this into the video. What's up, everybody? So I'm just setting you guys up real quick. I want to run a couple tests today, but before I do, I want to talk about self-defense and home defense a little bit. While I set you guys up, I have my little tripod here for you guys. Let me just lift this up a little bit. Listen, self-defense is something that you guys, all of us, should be taking seriously. You know, in my household, we take self-defense very, very seriously. I'm going to try to move you guys somewhere around there. Just want to point you to this target right here. Okay. Listen, if you guys are using less lethal for home defense and self-defense, just make sure you guys check your equipment. With the video that Sterling Self-Defense made today, a couple days ago, he already dropped 3 videos on the same subject. I've also been keeping an eye on my pistol X68 and my wife's pistol X68 with the air chamber, with it bulging out. Just make sure you guys check your stuff. Make sure your equipment is up to date, that it's working properly. It's for your own safety, because in the real world, in real life, you only get one shot at this. No pun intended. You only get one shot. There are no do-overs in real life. Unfortunately, God forbid, something happens that someone, that in a self-defense situation you're unalived, you're not coming back from that. There are no do-overs. That's what I mean by there's no do-overs. So defend yourselves however you possibly can, by whatever means you possibly can. I'm not saying to go out and break the law, but you have to protect yourself however you possibly can. No one is coming to protect you, and no one is coming to save you. You are your first responder. Let's get that out of the way. So just make sure if you're using the Pistol X68, make sure that check for bulging. Make sure that your equipment is working properly. Now that we got that out of the way, for today's test, the reason why I have that archery target down there is because, and I don't know why, but every time I make a archery, a pistol crossbow video, there's always someone that says these things will bounce right off of you or whatever, whatnot. Again, for a pistol crossbow, and I'm using my weakest one. This one I purchased about 10 years ago, before any of these AR-6 Stingers came out. Those are 2 up there. There's one there and one there. We have a couple of crossbows, pistol crossbows. We have 2 of these. The 2 AR Stingers right there. Those limbs are 80-pound limbs by Cobra Systems. We have the 2 Alligator upstairs with also 80-pound limbs with the AR-7 Viper magazine. And we have 2 Cobra Adders. Obviously, for the Cobra Adders, listen, it's a full-size crossbow with a 130-pound limb. If that's what you're using for home defense, it's going to work with no issues. If you're using the pistol crossbows, like the AR-6 is there, or the alligators with the Viper mag, or the AR-6 thing, the AR-6 magazine, I don't think you're going to have a problem with those either, using them for home defense. Listen, if I didn't have a pew pew, I would have been riding around with those in my car. Let's be honest here, because like I said in the beginning, there are no do-overs. I would rather take all of my savings. If I have to sell my house to defend myself in court, and take it all the way up to the Supreme Court if I have to, in order to defend myself in a situation. That's just me. I'm not saying that everybody's going to do that, but that's just me, and I will do that. So, like I said, for today's video, for the first test, I am going to see how fast I can load and shoot all 7 of these bolts. Now, I'm not going to even put the bolts down. I'm going to cock and place the bolt. Everything is going to be in my hands. Okay? For the second test, I have... Whoa. I'm not trying to drop you guys. Oh, by the way, I'm like 20 to 25 feet away from that target. I have this really thick mat. It's a rubber mat from Harbor Freight. It's a really tough rubber mat. I tried to cut this the other day. It does cut, but you have to apply a lot of pressure because it's just really, really thick. And I did actually try this before already. That's why there's a hole there. There's one there. And for those, I'm going to use these 2 right here. And the reason why I'm using that, I'm using this for the test is because people say, oh, if you got a jacket on, it'll, the bolts will bounce right off of you or whatever. Okay, we're going to test that theory out today too on camera. And for the third test, I'm almost positive this is not going to go it's not going to go through with that steel broadhead bolt. I have a steel plate here. It's about an inch. Listen to me. It's about 1/16 of an inch. Let me turn this light on right here. Right? And I'm trying to get this so you guys can see it. It's about 1/16 of an inch. Let me try to do it down here so you guys can see. 1/16 of an inch right there. Okay? I don't know what that is in millimeters, but 1/16 of an inch, this thing is tough. It's a really tough steel plate. And I'm going to use this broadhead bolt for that. Again, I doubt it's going to work. I doubt it's going to punch through it, but let's see for shits and giggles. Let's see what it does. Okay. So, let me get right up on the camera here so you guys can probably catch this on camera. Okay. And we are going to start. Now, I don't have a timer here, but so you guys are going to have to look at the seconds on the video and see how fast I am going. We're not looking for accuracy, just want to get them down range. Okay? Let's go. There we go. Now, in a stressed out situation, obviously, it's going to probably take you a lot longer than that because, in an intense situation, it's not going to be as easy as what I am doing here. That's why if you want to use a crossbow, get one with a magazine. Okay, so let's go up there. And there you go. Okay, there's my hand. Let's try to get you down here. There's my hand. as you guys can see. So there's my hand for reference. So, you know, it's all over the place. Like I said, though, I'm not looking for, I wasn't looking for accuracy. That's something that you will have to practice for. Okay, so I'm going to sit these down. I'm going to go grab the rubber mat real quick. Okay, so let me just grab something right here as well. Now, I don't want to make this video way too long, but here's the rubber mat, as you guys can see. And we're going to clip it on to here, like so. And then I'm going to bring you guys all the way back to here. Okay. And I'm just going to leave you guys like that so you guys can see. Now, here's our broadhead. Okay. Look at that. Went right through it. See that? Went right through it. Okay, so let me put you guys down so that I can unclip this. And because of the broadhead, it gets stuck on this. And as you guys can see, it's a little tough to get off because this thing is pretty thick. But as you guys can see, it went right through it, right? So now we're gonna try this steel plate. I'm gonna put it right here. I don't know if this is gonna hold on. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna end up destroying this bolt with this thing because that is a thick metal plate. I'm gonna sit you guys right there. And here we go. I'm gonna cock it. Load the bolt. There you guys go. I doubt this is gonna work, but let's see. For shits and giggles. It's not, it didn't do anything. But let's see. Yeah, I got a little mark right there. And that's it. But again, this is a steel plate. I didn't think it was going to do anything to it anyway. And here's our steel broadhead bolt. Tip down here is missing. As you guys can see, it snapped right off. So this bolt. I wouldn't even reuse it anyway because it's probably bent. So this is going in the trash. And there you guys go. That's today's video. Catch you guys on the next one.